But you know what I hated?
What?
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, they suck. Am I right, ladies?
Such a bad thing. Hello everybody and welcome to Working Title Productions. I'm Ben, he's Ed, and as you probably figured out, we had technical difficulties shooting this thing the first time. So
I made a tweet about it, so that they know, everyone knows.
Well, theoretically, they might not follow you.
That's true. Come follow me.
You should. We're doing this early. So now we're filming at uni, much to the annoyance of ourselves, and probably by the end of this, the annoyance of everybody around us as well, because they're all probably trying to get more serious work done, and we're going to babble on about movies for half an hour. Alright, that said, the topic of today's episode is movies that got us into movies. Essentially the films that made us really interested in the art form itself, how to make films, the impact of films, and how we wanted to be involved in those, or at least in the industry in general. So we've got 3 films each, and
two. Yeah, 3 films each. One of them is like a joint film. Our final answer is.
It was a surprise the first time we filmed this, but alas,
it didn't
we
work.
filmed the whole episode before realizing that we can cover the lens with our feet. You can't see us anymore. Alright, that was so dumb. But we're going to get straight into it. We're going to try and do this as quickly as possible because, who knows, someone might try and punch our heads off if we're not careful.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, we apologise if you get any background noise, you probably do.
Yeah,
But we're just going to barrel through this thing and get you guys an episode out.
Yep, let's do it.
Alright, so Ed, we're going to start with...
We're going to start with me?
Didn't we last time?
Yeah.
I guess we'll start with you again then.
Alrighty, so my first movie, the movie that got me into movies, my first movie is To Kill a Mockingbird.
Good movie.
Oldie but a goodie. Very famous book as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's quite well known for being a book by Harper Lee. It's a really good book as well, if you go read the book. But I don't know, there's something about the movie that really brings those characters to life. Like, the performances in that movie are just so good. Like, it's just really incredible how they're able to do it. And like the book, I think the movie does peak in the second act. I think the third act is like, there's like a lot of just like fixing stuff up, tying stuff up, all that sort of stuff.
It's a very forced resolution.
But I really do love the second act of that film. Like, I think it's absolutely fantastic. And I think the film really just makes you appreciate the whole American context sort of thing and stuff. And it's just like a real eye opener and it's like really interesting. And yeah, but like mostly in that film, I do love the performances. Like, I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays Atticus Finch is just incredible.
No, I can't remember his name either. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
His name we can't
now
remember.
there are people standing in our shots. Great.
It's fine. It's fine. Hey, it's fine.
Yeah, sure. It's Candy. So I remember watching that. I don't know, when I was young, on the youngish side. Like, not too young, but young-ish. But you know,
like 12,
13, yeah, around there. Before I read the book, at least. And yeah, like
people are gonna hate you for that. You've got to read the book first, though.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I
know that.
So yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird is just like really something. What, books and movies?
Yeah.
Book to movie adaptations.
Or which do you watch first?
Anyway.
So keep going.
So yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird. Go watch it. Like, it's just good, man. You know. It's good.
It is very good. It's a film I haven't seen.
Also, what we should do for this, favourite scenes from each of those movies. So my favourite scene in To Kill a Mockingbird is when everyone stands up in court and just watches Atticus leave at the end of the court case. Brilliant stuff.
Well, I mean, I talk about my favourite scene from that movie if I had seen it.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I've read the book.
Yeah.
So I know the story. But yeah, unfortunately, it's a film I haven't gotten around to seeing. I'll find it at some point. I'll watch it.
Yeah, we'll have a working title movie night.
Woo! The list, it's like a mile long.
Yeah. Alright,
And
you're right.
everything is like size 8 font.
What's first?
Okay, so my first film, we're gonna go in essentially chronological order. So the film that probably caught me first when I was youngest is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or just Lord of the Rings in general. I know it's a bit of a cheap shot, picking a franchise instead of a specific film.
It is a cheap
But
shot.
there wasn't really one specific Lord of the Rings film. that quite difficult. It was all of them as one collective narrative that did it. So, you know this, the audience doesn't. My mother grew up on a farm. That farm, the Bega Valley Shire, down the south coast of New South Wales. What, you grew up there?
It's like every second story you tell is about the bloody farm.
Yeah, it's because it's where we went every holiday. Fuck you. It looks like the Shire from the Lord of the Rings, and as such, my cousins who lived down there, they were all really obsessed with all the rings. Like, hey, those people are gone. I think they finally fucking realised that they were in our camera shot.
Good.
Thanks, ladies. They were obsessed with the Lord of the Rings growing up, and as such, whenever we went down there to visit them, me and my brothers, it's pretty much all we did. We'd pretend to be in like Lord of the Rings. Like, we'd pick up sticks off the ground and just hit each other with them. And as we got older, we'd buy like little plastic swords from the markets and stuff. And our cousins were just obsessed with it, and they got me, Adam, and Sam hooked onto it as well. And it was just something you'd get to put out of shot. And it was just something that really stuck with us throughout our entire childhood. The films came out when I was 4, 5, and 6, respectively. And it just sort of stuck with me as I kept getting older and older and older. And yeah, while I didn't really take much account to how they made the films as a kid, being able to play them out in my grandfather's farm, our family farm, really like immersed me in the experience and made me think about how characters come to life.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that was my first exposure to that at the ripe old age of 6.
Yeah.
So that was my first films, collective narrative, as I said before. And yeah, it just had this really deep impact on me that sort of hasn't left me ever since, even if I sort of ignored it for a number of years.
Yeah. They're really good films. It's a shame that Peter Jackson butchered the franchise with The Hobbit.
Yeah, I mean, I like the second Hobbit.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, the third one is awful. It's like 2.5 hours of just fighting.
Yeah, that's because they took one chapter of the book and turned it into an entire movie.
It makes no sense. 2 films would have been fine. Or maybe just one.
Yeah, just get it done.
Bloody Warner Brothers, New Line Cinemas, that cash grab. Anyway.
It's really interesting because I love The Hobbit as a book, but I hate the movies.
Yeah, I know.
Not a big fan of Lord of the Rings books. Love the movies.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, those books are hard to get through.
I have not
really
read The Lord of the Rings. I've read The Hobbit.
I attempted to read it. I did not finish Lord of the Rings. I read about... I'm pretty sure we didn't even meet Aragorn in Fellowship of the Ring before I gave up.
Wow.
I gave up really early.
It's just too much to do with your life. You can't be bothered with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, it's funny because to pick a favourite scene from that entire trilogy is like impossible. But it's funny, what's really sticking out to me the most is probably the scene that's closest to what me and my brothers actually did. Because even if the cousins weren't around, we'd pretend to be Lord of the Rings characters. And it's when Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli are on the hunt trying to find Merry and Pippin. And like those scenes of them just running over leagues of mountains and farmland and forests, we could do that. And we did it. And so we would actually dress up as them and we would run over leagues of mountains and forests, even though there was no one to save. And like there was no real end goal, and we would fight the wind, the air in front of us. It was just, yeah, that was when we were most able to bring it to life. And so those are the scenes that always stick with me the most.
That's a solid choice. Now, Ben, where are the hobbits going?
Where are the hobbits going?
Yeah.
To
Isengard. To
Isengard.
Isengard.
Anyway,
I was also like,
speaking of things to do in your
right.
life, of things to do in your life, let's get on to your second film.
My second film is one of my favourite films of all time, and a film that got me into a very special director that not many people have heard of, and not many people have seen this film. This film is Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, no one's heard of it.
Yeah, no one's heard of Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino is a fucking genius. Like, oh my gosh.
Sarcasm is through the roof. Well, he is a genius, but he's not unheard of.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, obviously quite popular. Inglourious Basterds is a very popular film. But dude, it's just so good. Like, I consider myself a fan of history. I like history.
Yep.
And to see just Inglourious Basterds just so perfectly portray that world that world of World War II and like just like build this like fantastic context and use that context of the time to build this awesome story, and then just fucking destroy it by the third act. They just annihilate the World War II. Like that's like sort of it's hilarious and I love it.
Yeah.
It's funny, it's witty, it's got great characters, it's got iconic performances. Like there's straight bits where I'm just like laugh out loud funny. Like when Brad Pitt's in the cinema and he's like trying to do the thing. I'm not going to spoil it because Ben hasn't seen it because for fun. Why the fuck haven't you seen it? It's my favorite Tarantino movie.
Well, I mean, I don't want to just pirate it. I want to find it and buy
I have it on Blu-ray, Ben.
Give it to me, then.
I want to. Yeah, it's just like so funny, like, and it's just so stylish, and it's just really, really great. I'm a big fan of it. I should have like be able to word this better, but I don't know. There's not much to say other than that it's like really, really good. And yeah.
I mean,
And it's got great tension. It's got really great tension in a lot of the scenes as well, especially when Christopher Waltz is on screen. Fantastic tension and stuff. And yeah, so like that's the first Tarantino film I saw. I was maybe 14, 15. And I was just like, damn, this is really, really good. I'm gonna go watch all these other films. And none of them have topped Inglourious Basterds. And I've seen...
That sucks. You picked early.
That's okay, like, the rest are great films.
Yeah, they are.
Apart from Kill Bill Volume 2, which is maybe 7.5 at best.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a fair score. I thought you were going to say it's like a bad movie.
No,
like,
it's not. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was thinking, it's not bad, but by Tarantino standards, it's definitely not good.
It's more fan service than legitimate narrative.
It's just so unfortunate because Kill Bill Volume 1's so good.
Yeah.
I spat a little bit.
Oh,
like you in Mario Kart. And favourite scene from Inglourious Basterds, you've got to do this for Lord of the Rings, so it's okay. Favourite scene from Inglourious Basterds is probably the bar scene.
Bar scene?
Actually, no.
I know what that is.
No, I'm going to say the dessert scene in the first act with Shoshana and Christoph Waltz's character and Daniel Bruhl's character and Joseph Goebbels in the restaurant. I love that scene. It's really, really good. Because you think stuff is going to happen. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Cool. Well,
go see it.
I mean, I'm going to go back and quickly pick my favourite scene from Lord of the Rings.
Do it. I might even take this and I'll edit it back.
Ooh.
Editing magic.
Anyway, so my second film now. This one is actually just one film. It's not, well, it has a franchise. But I'm only talking about the one specific film, and that's the original Terminator by James Cameron. So, I can't actually remember how old I was when I first watched the Terminator. And
you saw it in cinemas.
Yeah, I saw it in cinemas in 1984, when I was negative 13 years old.
So,
I think that maths is right. I'm pretty sure it came out in 1984. Anyway, that's not what's important here today. What's important here today is the impact that film had. So, it's brilliant. Like, while most of the Terminator films are just these massive, dumb blockbusters, like, let's face it, like 3, 4, and 5 in level of quality, they're just awful. The second one's like this really smart blockbuster, but the first one is like this indie horror sci-fi film. And it's really, really cool to watch. James Cameron did the best he could with like, not a nothing budget, but it was a very small budget. And so, like, his actual filmmaking prowess is what came to the front of that film. There wasn't a lot of action. He just used his characters to build up tension and his dialogue set up the world. There were not a lot of special effects used in that movie. Very, very little CGI, if any. There was some, but very little. But what really strikes me is like this one specific scene. So, it's not my favourite. Actually, you know what it is. My favourite scene from the movie. Spoilers for you, kind of, I guess.
I know what happens in it.
Because you haven't seen the Terminator.
I haven't seen it. I know what happens.
I haven't seen his first two films. He hasn't seen my second film. It's great. We had completely different influences. But so I'll try to explain it as simply as possible. There is this scene where all the flesh gets burnt off the Terminator, and it's just the robot from underneath left.
Do do do, do do do, do do do, do 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 do.
That I don't know why you did the melody. Because you can't remember it.
I know the first bar of it.
I did the whole thing for Music, remember?
Yes, kind of.
It's not the most interesting melody ever. Especially not when you air guitar on it. But anyway, so the Terminator rises up from all this fire and it's still going. It's just the metal the metal skeleton left. And it's quite obvious when you watch the movie. It was quite obvious for me as a 10-year-old or whatever I was when I saw it. I knew it was a stop motion robot. I don't know if it was life size or scale model. But 10-year-old me knew that it was not. So distracting.
It's to build attention.
I can't think. So I knew it was stop animation, but that robot still frightened me to death. It was horrifying, and it kind of it pulled me out of the movie, seeing how obvious the stop animation was.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was still completely fascinating in that, how did he make that happen? Considering how old the movie is, when you're 10 years old, 1984 feels like a long time ago when you're a 10-year-old from our generation. But considering how old it was and the budget he had, how he was able to make that robot move, it completely blew me away. And I'll always distinctly remember that as the first legitimate time I actually considered the technical side of filmmaking, not just word building. Mm-hmm. Are you lip syncing that song?
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So this whole time I'm trying to explain a Terminator, and the audience is distracted by you just going.
Pretty much.
It's a good song, I guess.
Not really. I don't like it.
It's okay.
Not the best message.
No, not really. Anyway.
Message basically,
you know what is a
I'm an
great
alcoholic, but I don't care.
You know what is a great message?
What?
That robot overlords will kill us all if we don't send some random dude back in time to fuck some random chick. But yeah, no, it was a really fascinating film. And yeah, ever since then, that was the first time I thought about how I could make films, how I could do that myself from a technical perspective. Favorite scene from the actual movie, it is that scene. Because that was terrifying. That's probably one of the most terrifying memories I have, is 10-year-old me watching the Terminator for the first time. Just being this is just horrifying. What is this thing? Kill it now.
Kill it with
But
fire.
you can't kill it. And they couldn't kill it with fire. Anyway.
So
it's time for
our final movie. And our final movie is...
At the same time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm leading you in for.
Alright. The Dark Knight. That was terrible, but we made it work.
I feel like we did much better last time.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway.
It was more natural. We threw each other off.
Yes, The Dark Knight. Ben, you saw it in cinemas?
I did.
I
was
see
quite
it
lucky. I saw it just
about
after it came out.
2011. I was very late. So you can imagine that the hype for Dark Knight Rises was through the roof, because I don't really understand it.
So you only saw it a year before the Dark Knight Rises came out?
Yeah.
Man, lucky you only had to wait 1 year. You had to wait 4. That was painful.
Oh, poor Ben, I don't wait for people that don't know boy days. Master Bruce.
Listen,
You're gonna kill you that one day.
the fanboys would agree with me.
Oh,
Anyway.
the fanboys will agree with you.
Do you want to explain why you love it
The
first?
Dark Knight is a fantastic film.
That's
This
it.
has been Working Time Productions.
Well, how else do you say it? It's a good
Like,
word. It's just...
from the opening scene onwards, it just captivates you. Like, you feel like this is something that could happen. This is something that's so real and so brutal that you feel like that you're not safe for it, and it's a good for Aiden! While we're doing movie talk! And yeah, so from the opening scene, just captivates you. Like, this movie is just so real, and like
Every scene matters.
exactly.
Yeah. Nolan
that's
makes
fair,
every
that's fair.
scene matter.
Like Heath Ledger's Joker is of course fantastic. Not enough praise can be heaped on that, and everyone else does a really good job as well in all their roles. And the action's like pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a masterclass.
It's fine. Like
Look, I love the film for numerous reasons, but why I've got it on this list is because I bought the DVD basically the moment it came out. And Nolan's one of those directors who just heaps all of his behind-the-scenes stuff on the DVDs.
for better or worse.
Yeah, for better or worse, but like 10-year-old me got an 11-year-old by the time I got the DVD. I had already seen the film, and you decide, well, I'll just watch all this other stuff that's here as well, because I was completely obsessed. I'd like to think rightfully so.
Yeah, fair enough.
And so I just watched all of the behind the scenes stuff and all of the trailers and all of the concept art. And it's just completely sucked me in to how to make a movie. Like everything behind making a movie.
Yeah.
And while I couldn't fully comprehend how difficult it was at the time, that was my foundation level. That was what made me decide this is actually something I want to keep learning about. This is something I actually want to go and do. This is so interesting. This is so fun. And so the greatness of the movie on its own aside, just watching that behind the scenes stuff just had the most enormous impact on me, wanting to be a part of the industry, wanting to watch more films and trying to understand what makes one film good and what makes one film bad. So, like, just everything about it was so amazing. Like, you can't really dispute it. The Dark Knight is a brilliant film.
And it's great on so many levels because, like, you can look at it like Joker's terrorizing the city and he's increasing chaos, but really, it's really just about Joker ruining these three men's lives.
Batman, Commissioner Gordon,
And Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
And he succeeds with one of them, and kind of.
I'd say he succeeds with all three.
That's true. To an extent, he succeeds with all three, but more so with Harvey than anyone else.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's just incredible to watch. It
Well,
makes
he uses Dent as the pawn to destroy Gordon and
Yeah,
Batman.
it's true.
So,
and like it
Anyway.
just makes for an incredible film. I
does.
find like seeing Harvey Dent fall, because
Yeah.
if you're a comic book fan, you know it's coming, and it's so masterfully portrayed in this movie.
well, that's the thing. See,
And it's-
10-year-old Ben hadn't read comic books, so I had no
well,
idea what was coming.
Well, I knew.
But it just
I knew
worked
because of.
so well on
I
its
knew
own.
sadly because of Batman Forever.
Fair enough. But yeah, like that film just worked for me on its own. It's just, you can't say enough
good
about
stuff,
it.
yeah.
You never really can say enough about the best kinds of films. and
Yet
that's
you
what,
still like Rises better, Ben.
I don't.
Oh, you don't anymore? Okay,
No,
good.
well, no. I like the end of Rise is better because I'm all about catharsis. But like, there's no denying The Dark Knight is the better movie.
Thank you.
Relax. And it's fine.
Is
That's-
it?
Yeah. Again, it's
Alright.
all with that collective narrative.
But yeah, Dark Knight, just brilliant stuff.
And
If you haven't seen The Dark Knight and you're watching this for some reason, like, why are you wasting your time watching two chumps talk about movies? Go watch The Dark Knight and Inglourious Bastards and To Kill a Mockingbird.
and Lord of the Rings and The Terminator.
Sure.
Hey, they are great films. You should go Terminator, then Lord of the Rings, then To Kill a Mockingbird, then Inglourious Bastards, then The Dark Knight. Because that's probably the order of quality right there.
Probably.
Yeah. Anyway, Ed, where can people find you?
At Twitter, I am at Mr. Spaghetti22. They'll be along here somewhere.
Yep. You can find me at BenjWaters01. You can also subscribe to the channel. You're already watching the video, so just click that link below. I'm not giving you a URL. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/workingtitle.youtube.
Yeah.
And I believe that you need to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. All that.
Tell your
junk.
friends.
Even I already said subscribe. Deal with it.
Tell
your
your
friends.
friends.
Don't tell your grandma.
Or you can.
You can.
She might be into it.
She might be. Probably not.
Chances
Give it
not.
a try anyway. Anyway.
I'll tell my grandma about it.
You do? I should probably. I only have one grandma left. I might tell her. She hates the internet though.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, till next time, we hope you have a good one. I've been Ben, he's been Ed. Now we're going to go say hi to Aiden. Bye.